Y'all niggas need help over here to be more active. Hell, if y'all don't need help, I do. Shit. Come on, bro. Go live. Streamed 2 months ago. Okay. 2 months ago. I am live. All right. The way she was texting him crazy Tyler Perry to put her in one of his crazy. Oh God, like she was manic. Those text messages, that was some manic shit. And another thing, I was trying to figure out, like, why does the messages look like that? And it's because this nigga, he got the thread from the phone company. See, that is chess and not checkers. Everyone left your chat. My wives not here no more. Who your wives? We in the season of rebuilding. I don't give a fuck anyway. I want y'all to know. I know my views is low, all that. Yep, I know. I know. Don't worry about it. I've been in this game for a very long time. It's time to revamp. And this time, I'm actually going to stick to it. Yeah, so YouTube people gonna catch up. We about to get into it though. I just gotta pee right quick. Either way, they just want their child. Jesus Christ.
Knopf asks.
All right. Let's get into it. First of all, how we going? All right, yeah, that's cool. All right, I'm gonna just let YouTube record this shit. Matter of fact, there we go. All right, y'all, let's get into these court documents. Girl, 165 pages. Okay, let's get into it. Now, for those that don't know, DDG has, well, I was gonna say countersued, but not countersued. He countered Halle Bailey's, I guess, restraining order. She putting the restraining order out him because she don't want him because she doesn't want him to have Halo, it seems, at all. And he countered it with him. He don't want her to take Halo out the country. So he's come out with some proof. It's a lot going on, so we about to get into it. Let me cut my hair on right quick. And shout out to my good friend that sent me this. All right. 111 in the chat. So he obviously has a lawyer, Larry M. Backman. I guess that's who his lawyer is. Attorney and respondent of Daryl Dwayne Granberry Jr. All right. It's with California Supreme Court. Ex parte application for emergency order prohibiting petitioner from traveling internationally with minor child, continuance of domestic violence restraining order, hearing currently set for June 4th, and memorandum of points and authorities. So this is to the court, the petitioner, Halle Bailey, and her attorney. Please take notice that on June 4th, 2025 at 8:30 in Department 25 of the this courthouse, respondent Daryl Dwayne Granberry Jr. will and hereby does apply ex parte for a temporary emergency order prohibiting petitioner Halle from traveling outside the United States, specifically to Italy, with the minor child Halle Saint Granberry, date of birth 12/22 in the chat, 2023. A continuance of hearing currently calendared for June 4th, 2025 on petitioner's request for a domestic violence restraining order, given untimely service and the filing of respondents' competing domestic violence request on June 3rd, 2025, and such further relief as the court deems just and proper. The application is made on the grounds the petitioner poses an imminent emotional and psychological risk to the minor child based on repeated documented threats of self-harm. So he turned this on her, not turned it on her, because obviously from the text messages, we will see that she, in fact, has been attempting to unalive herself. And he has came out with his proof on what she has been doing to herself. Now, I'm not going to lie. I don't know why the hell Halle would do this. If he got the text messages of that, why in the hell would you even play with this nigga like that? But anyway, that's what happens when you're rich and you got money for a damn lawyer. I wouldn't have never did this, bro. And that's probably why he kept saying, like, I ain't gonna lie, I'm trying to spare, because he knew. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, this application is made on the grounds that the petitioner possesses imminent, emotional, should the minor child be removed from the United States, he would be without the protections of this court and any emergency intervention mechanisms, DCFS, law enforcement, welfare checks, or supervised visitation enforcement under California jurisdiction. So he basically saying she is not even, sane enough to take him out of the country, because he don't know if she gonna flip. And in the event that she does, the police ain't gonna be there to help. DCFS ain't gonna be there to help. Nigga. All right. So this is the memorandum. Daryl brings this ex parte application seeking urgent, time-sensitive relief. And he put a damn... He need this in a rush to protect the welfare of the party's infant child, Halle, considering the imminent risk that petitioner is traveling with an infant to Italy on or about June 7th, and he getting her right before she leave. June 7th, 2025, a country beyond this court's jurisdiction, and more importantly, without appropriate legal safeguards or emergency threat mitigation mechanisms in place. This application is supported by the attached declaration of DDG, attached hereto as Exhibit A, a previously submitted with DV 100 request for domestic violence restraining order filed on June 3rd, 2025, attached to Exhibit B. And incorporated herein by reference, said declaration describes in specific and credible detail a long-standing pattern of emotional instability and coercive control on the part of petitioner, repeated threats of unaliving herself, and self-harm on the part of petitioner, instances where petitioner endangered the child's safety while in emotional distress. The request travel restriction is not speculative. It is grounded in overwhelming evidence demonstrating that petitioner poses a serious psychological risk to herself and consequently to the minor child should she be permitted to travel internationally unsupervised or without protective court mechanisms in place. The court's intervention is urgently required to prevent irreparable harm and or risk of harm to the infant. Nigga. He like, I don't trust her by herself. Y'all shouldn't trust her by herself. He ain't even gotta be with me. He needs to be protected by y'all. Oh shit. Ex parte relief is warranted under these circumstances, as there is a risk of irreparable harm, blah, blah, blah. To obtain an ex parte release or relief, an applicant must make an affirmative factual showing containing competent testimony based on personal knowledge of irreparable harm, immediate danger, or another statutory basis for ex parte relief. All right. Code of Civil Procedure section, whatever, prescribes the times for written notice of motions and for the service filing of supporting and opposing papers. Code of Civil Procedure section, that subdivision, however, provides that the court, judge, blah, blah, blah. Okay? The court, on its own motion or application for order shortening time supported by a declaration showing good cause, may prescribe shorter times for the filing and service of papers than the time specified in that code. So thus, the court has the authority to grant the relief sought. Family code, so they got the codes in here, obviously. The reason why they doing it, petitioner has demonstrated a persistent pattern of psychological instability and suicide behavior. Respondent's sworn declaration submitted in support of both this ex parte application and his domestic violence restraining order request presents deeply troubling evidence of petitioner's long-standing and escalating pattern of psychological instability, including repeated threats of S-word and acts of self-harm. This evidence can be found in petitioner's own text messages attached as exhibits to the respondent's domestic violence filing. These incidents span multiple years and reflect not isolated or momentary lapses, but a consistent behavioral trajectory marked by emotional volatility, coercive threats, and alarming disregard for the safety of herself, others, including the party's infant child, Halle. The earliest documented incident occurred in March 2022 when the parties were in Atlanta. After the argument, respondent attempts to leave the residence to his effort to de-escalate the situation. Petitioner responded to repeatedly calling and texting him, eventually claiming she had a knife and implying she would harm herself if he did not return. This event is significant not only because it demonstrates suicidal ideation, but because it's marked the beginning of a recurring pattern in which petitioner would threaten or feign self-harm as a manipulative tool to control respondents' movements and decisions within a relationship. So apparently she got a history of doing this, whether they out of town or whether they in town, she be doing this, okay? Allegedly, and I'm gonna say allegedly. I ain't got time. This behavior escalated in August 2023 during a volatile confrontation in which petitioner seized respondent's legally owned firearm during an argument and left the house in possession of the weapon. Oh, Lord. Oh, this got me all fucked up. Respondent, unable to locate her and concerned for her safety, immediately alerted his mother and her fiance, who ultimately found petitioner outside the home still holding the firearm. She was described as emotionally unwell, incoherent, and potentially suicidal. This incident is particularly grave. Petitioner not only placed herself at risk, but she utilized a lethal weapon, and in the context that clearly endangered the physical and psychological safety of those around her, including the couple's unborn child at that time. So this is when she was pregnant. The most serious episode occurred in March 21st, 2024, when petitioner sent a series of alarming text messages threatening to unalive herself and suggesting that her infant son, Halle, might also be harmed. Oh, no, you did not? No, Halle, no. Jesus. She then proceeded to drive her vehicle with the child in the car while in an emotionally unhinged state. Respondent was so disturbed by her condition that he immediately contacted petitioner's godmother to intervene and assist. The implications of this incident are deeply troubling. Petitioner placed the life of the minor child in direct jeopardy by operating a motor vehicle while in the mental state that she herself described as suicidal. The risk to the child's physical and emotional well-being was imminent, severe, and wholly avoidable, yet precipitated by petitioner's unregulated emotional impulses. Let me say this too. Girl, I don't normally read all these words, so some of these words, yeah, they're going to be all over the place. But at least I can enunciate, okay? Because some of the shit I be reading, I don't know what y'all be saying, okay? DJ Academics, what is DJ Academics saying before I continue? And then what the hell was that? What, Shondan, what is Academic saying doing? I'll look at it. Oh, Shondan, we about to have all the text messages. Girl, that's what this for. We about to get to the messages. All the messages is in here. In September and November 2024, petitioner again sent messages threatening to end her life, and during times of emotional distress and conflict with respondent. Let me say this too. When you read these have to be read because y'all need to know the context of the text messages. You need to know where this was coming from, when it happened, why. Okay? Then you get to the text messages. So he's just explaining everything, and then when the exhibits come, you get to see the messages. Sent messages her life during the times of distress responded. These continued threats documented in Exhibit 4, Exhibit 5 of respondent's declaration demonstrate that petitioner's instability is not a thing of the past, but a present and ongoing danger. Her threats have recurred during conflicts regarding custody, parenting time, and respondents' refusal to reconcile or conform to her emotional demands. Each incident reveals a troubling pattern of impulsive behavior, manipulative threats, and disregard for the emotional and physical safety of the minor child. Now, I want to say this too before I continue. A lot of women are already starting to say that they feel like this has everything to do with postpartum. And so I don't disagree with the postpartum thing because as we see a lot of these relationships with YouTubers, celebrities, whatever, 222 in the chat, after they have a child, it's just, everything just kind of flips. True indeed. But now, nah, bruh. Nah. First of all, postpartum is a thing. When she was pregnant, she was going through this as well, right? So we can't even just count this as postpartum. Because obviously she had some prepartum going on in this his situation.
Now facts.
And rightfully so. You know, a woman being pregnant, it is a lot. So we can't take away from that. But I'm not gonna lie, I think that's what he was trying to control, y'all. I think he was trying to, like, even when they got into it because she was upset about Halo being at Kai house. She was trying to embarrass him then.
Damn.
I don't know why this is doing this. I'll fix it. But she was trying to embarrass him then, remember? So, appreciate the sub, Charstar. She was trying to embarrass him then. But remember, he was like, don't say shit. The whole time, don't say nothing. And I think because he was trying to save her face, I'm not gonna lie, I think he was trying to save her face real bad. But she had no self-control of her damn self enough to have an issue with him having his own child at somebody's house with a camera, with cameras present, and no women. So when that happened, I'm like, what? So most women are happy when the man has his child. You upset because he's at Kai house during a streaming event in the house? No women present? He's holding him? He was fine. So that just didn't make sense to me. But I'm just saying that to say he was trying to protect her then. She has done this to herself. Okay? All right, taken together, this pattern paints a picture of a parent who is currently unfit to exercise unilateral, unsupervised decision-making regarding the child, particularly in a backdrop as serious as international travel. A parent who has threatened to unalive repeatedly, who has harmed herself with a firearm while in an emotional crisis, who has driven with the child in a potentially suicidal state, and who continues to escalate when emotionally dysregulated, cannot be entrusted to care for a vulnerable infant abroad without the safety net of California court supervision, welfare checks, mental health intervention, or child protective services. Baby, when I say he on her ass, the prospect of petitioner traveling alone with the child to Italy for an extended period presents a clear and unacceptable risk to the child's emotional and physical safety. It would remove the child from all established safeguards and place him entirely in the custody of a parent who has demonstrated the potential for impulsive, self-destructive conduct. For these reasons, and considering the credible and uncontroverted evidence submitted, the court should find the petitioner presents significant risk to a minor child welfare, and that this risk justifies the immediate issuance of an emergency order prohibiting international travel until completion of the DVO, I'm gonna say DVO hearing, okay? So I want y'all to sit with that right quick. I gotta pee. I'm gonna tell y'all right now, I feel like she did herself a disservice by coming out saying that that man abused her. Now, in fact, in this, he's not denying it. I think, if anything, he's trying to show that he's been inflicted on as well with domestic violence as well, which rightfully so, because in the event, I mean, you put your hands on me, I put my hands on you, however that go. But yeah, y'all sit with that right quick. Let me use the bathroom and we'll be right back. Okay? Just like that. All right, so B, international travel will remove the child from legal protection and jurisdiction. Permitting petitioner to travel internationally with the party's minor child, particularly Italy, a foreign sovereign nation, would result in the child being removed from the immediate jurisdiction and protection of this court and from the reach of California's robust child welfare. Oh, my God. Which means, child, she might not be able to take him for real, because it's like California's robust child welfare obviously is a law there that they want to be enforced. In the law enforcement infrastructure, such removal poses a substantial and unjustifiable risk, especially considering the ongoing and credible concerns regarding petitioners' mental health instability, coercive conduct, and impulsive behavior, all of which are documented extensively in the supporting declaration. California court possesses exclusive and continuing jurisdiction over custody matters involving children who reside within the state under the Uniform Child Custody Jurisdiction and Enforcement Act. Like, they already have acts for it. Child, you're not going to be able to take him. The jurisdiction allows the court to not only make custody and visitation determinations but also to issue emergency protective orders, enforce compliance with custody arrangements, and refer matters to law enforcement or social services such as DCFS when intervention is necessary to protect the child. If petitioner is allowed to leave the United States with the child, these vital enforcement mechanisms would become inoperable, and the court jurisdiction would be rendered ineffective for the duration of petitioner's trip while in Italy. Mind you, her trip in Italy is going to be long as hell. Because I don't know if she was shooting a movie then or if she's shooting a movie now. But apparently it's going to be long. So, y'all, let me know how y'all feel about that right now. And let me read some of these comments. All this and he's still not going to win. We shall see, shouldn't we? Halle, why would you do this knowing the bomb he had on you? Okay. And domestic violence can exacerbate postpartum. I blocked my baby daddy and my PPD went away almost immediately. All right, so y'all got a lot going on YouTube over there. What y'all talking about on Twitch? That trip will be cut short. Do you hear me? Child, Halo still gold. This is bullshit. Okay. Let me see if I can do this right quick so I can see everybody comments, because this is a mess right here. All right, boom. Got y'all comments right here. And then let's get YouTube. Boom. All right. Damn, imagine if this cost her the movie role. See, I don't know if it's going to get that deep for her, especially the fact that they need people now. Shit. If it's time for her to do this movie right now, baby, y'all better roll with who you got. Or they ain't going to be able to put that movie out for a minute. All right, I got y'all comments. I can see them. Let's continue. The reality has been recognized by courts applying family code, which mandates that before authorizing international travel in custody cases, the court must assess whether safeguards exist to ensure the child's return and whether there is a credible risk that the child will not be returned. The statute specifically requires the court to determine whether the travel presents a substantial risk of abduction or concealment. In this case, while petitioner has not overly threatened to abduct the child, her well-documented pattern of coercive control, emotional volatility, and manipulation of access to the child, when combined with her unregulated mental health condition, strongly suggests that international travel presents an intolerable level of risk. The absence of mental health that mitigation abroad heightens this concern exponentially. Moreover, if an emotional crisis were to occur while petitioner and the child are abroad, such as one of her previously documented suicidal episodes, there would be no protective framework available to intervene. Local authorities in Italy are not bound to act on California custody orders absent Hague proceedings, and the child could be left in an unsafe or unmonitored environment for days or weeks before relief could be obtained. California law anticipates these concerns by giving courts the power to condition or prohibit foreign travel where the evidence suggests even the possibility of danger or concealment, especially in cases involving very young children, as here. The child Halo is a vulnerable infant, dependent entirely on the care, stability, and emotional regulation of her primary giver. There is There is no practical or legal basis to expose him to a foreign jurisdiction in the sole custody of a parent who has shown a repeated inability to manage her mental health. And I mean, it's kind of just saying the same thing. Oh, okay. I'm like, all right, now let's get to the exhibits. DDG finna get another bottle of liquor in the mail. This is literally to stop her bag. This is literally to stop her bag? Oh my God. Some of you, me and some of you women, we gonna probably be going at it. Y'all, she did this first. If anybody was trying to stop anybody's bag, it would be her. Why don't we have an understanding of that? She did this first. So if anybody was trying to stop anybody's bag, it would be her. This is 2024. Let's talk 2025. You can't do that because she was bringing up photos and recordings and shit in her court documents from 2021. And I don't mean not 2021, 2023. Same shit. Same shit. She was bringing it up. She did all this first. With an action, you get a reaction. So, come on, y'all. And no, DDG said what he said on Twitch as far as him wanting to see his child. But she then took it to court. So that would mean she is the one who started it. Why are we not understanding that? Y'all don't understand retaliation. Y'all that cool with domestic violence. The thing is, who had to retaliate on who? Who had to retaliate on who? That's the gag. Who had to retaliate on who? Just saying. Two people got marks. Somebody had to retaliate against somebody. All his friends say she used to haul off and just hit him in the face or hit him anywhere. Whether that to be true or not, either way, they both was going through that. I absolutely believe in retaliation both ways. If she decides to put her hands on him, or if a woman decides to put their hands on a grown man, he can then, in fact, protect himself. Stop putting your hands on niggas. And if a man put his hands on a woman, that's what Glock 19s are for. Because it looks like they were fighting each other, so they both would be in the wrong, not just him. Facts. Yeah, a lot of women love to stay in denial. In this situation, I'm not gonna let y'all stay in denial. Y'all can play victim and act like this isn't a thing where women, put their hands on men sometimes or hell all the time. Fuck. This is a thing. Like I said, think about your sons. And if you don't have sons, think about your nephews. If you don't have nephews, think about your brothers. Come on now. She little, he strong. I don't want to hear that shit. Stop putting your hands on people. Like, that's simple and plain. Don't put your hands on people. You get what you put out. That's it. What up, D? Hey, you off work yet? I need something. I need something right quick. You can definitely push a person too far. That's all I'm saying. Let's get into these exhibits, child. And who was more aggressive sound like she was. Especially when we get to these text messages. Oh, y'all gonna know for real then? Declare as the state follows. I am the respondent in the action. I have firsthand personal knowledge of the facts contained in this declaration. And if called as a witness, I could and would competently testify hereto under oath. I offer this declaration in lieu of personal testimony pursuant to whatever that is. I submit this declaration in support of the request for domestic violence restraining order request against... wait a minute, what? I submit this declaration in support of my request for a domestic violence restraining order request against her. He put a restraining order too out against her. This nigga, he... We don't need the paralegal girl. It's right here. I can read. We don't need her. This is clear as day. He put a fucking restraining order out on her ass too. He countered a restraining order. Right back at her ass. I'm a musician having enjoyed a successful career since 2017 as a multi-platinum rapper, singer, and songwriter. I maintain a large presence on YouTube and social media. Petitioner is a singer, actress, and songwriter, having had success in R&B and film. Petitioner and I began dating on around November 2021, so I was right. We share one child in Halle, born December 22nd, 2023. Our relationship quickly became volatile and was marked by repeated arguments, threats, and physical altercations. Petitioner has since weaponized our child to exert coercive control and manipulation over me, interfering with my access to Halle. While I have made every effort to be as precise as possible with dates, the abuse inflicted by Petitioner occurred so frequently and pervasively throughout our relationship that this is difficult to recall the exact dates of each incident. Additionally, Petitioner has engaged in the following conduct, thereby perpetrating abuse against me or recognized pursuant to Domestic Violence Prevention Act. Petitioner routinely used emotional coercion, including but not limited to threats of self-harm when I attempted to leave the relationship. Petitioner weaponized our pregnancy, demanding reconciliation or placing me in an impossible situation of being threatened that she would abort our baby should I not reconcile or accede to her demands. Petitioner on multiple occasions invaded my privacy by going through my phone while I was asleep. Oh no, we getting into it now. Petitioner engaged in the physical abuse perpetrated upon me by slapping and punching me during an August 2024 altercation over my phone. Who had to defend themselves? I thought you had to defend it. It sounds like he had to defend himself. I'm just saying. Now, she didn't put all this in her paperwork. Just saying. Okay. Petitioner repeatedly struck me while driving in a car August 16, 2024, while leaving the Bruno Mars concert in Los Angeles. Petitioner repeatedly struck me while we were parked outside her house during a custody exchange on January 18, 2025, then falsely claimed I slammed her head into the steering wheel. So he's saying he ain't do that shit. Ooh, there's some tea. This is some tea. Oh my God. Petitioner on multiple occasions has physically attacked me during custodial exchanges of Halle, including but not limited to grabbing and pulling Halle from my arms. Petitioner has surveilled me through the... now, come on, y'all. Surreptitious? I don't know. Use of Apple AirTags placed with my vehicle. Halle! You put an AirTag? You fucking... Y'all know that's an invader of privacy amongst other laws that I can't think of right now. But she broke a lot of them. You get what I'm saying? With doing so. Bruh, petitioner shows up uninvited to events, including a movie theater and studio sessions, often resulting in confrontations. Petitioner pushed me and attempted to attack my companion while outside a movie theater in June of 2023. Petitioner has frequently used racial slurs and profane language directed to me in front of others, including family, friends, and our child. Petitioner has denigrated and demeaned my masculinity, saying I wasn't enough of a man for her. Petitioner exercises coercive control over me by withholding access to our son, Halle, based on my refusal to abide by her dictates or demands. Petitioner frequently changed agreed upon destroyed my personal property, including my laptop that contained critical music and content work. Petitioner stole my legally owned firearm during an argument in August of 2023, was found outside the house in possession of it. Miss Mystery, thank you for the 10, friend. You are doing a great job. I am parental alienation expert and criminal profiler. Her actions follow a classic borderline personality disorder playbook. Not diagnosing, only my opinion. Yeah, I clearly I can't diagnose her. I don't, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, something ain't right is what I am gonna say. Something is not right. And my thing is, for you to be a celebrity, and I mean a A-list celebrity, and you doing all this shit, nigga, you's a liability. You're a liability. I can't go to the studio. I can't be out with whoever he was talking to. He said companion, so somebody he was fucking with at the time. You popping up on us at the movies, putting air tags up under my shit. You know what I'm saying? Fucking with me like that? No. Hell no. So yeah, he's saying he didn't put her head on the steering wheel, messed her to whatever the fuck. I'm saying that to say, I don't know whatever retaliation that has been done. Obviously, he had to do so. Think about this. If this was y'all's son, what would you do? You gonna tell your son, just let her keep hitting you, baby. You'll be all right. Just let her keep hitting you, baby. No! How about no? Son, hit her motherfucking ass back. Record her. And make sure, you know what I'm saying? You obviously don't knock her ass out, but get her the fuck on. You know what I'm saying? Get her ass on. Don't play with me. Not about to keep hitting on my motherfucking son. What's wrong with y'all? Petitioner stole my, okay. In early 2022, our relationship deteriorated after petitioner became verbally aggressive, largely due to her growing hostility related to my professional collaborations with other women and her fixation on my past relationships. During Grammy weekend in February 2022, petitioner became enraged over text messages between me and a previous girlfriend. An argument ensued wherein petitioner texted another man to arranging to meet at 2 a.m. following a Grammy after party. Although my messages were platonic in nature, petitioner fixated on them and retaliated by texting this other individual. This marked the point at which which I attempted to end our relationship. Despite my attempts to end the relationship, petitioner continued to contact and pursue me. Over time, her persistence elicited, I don't fucking know, a sense of sympathy in me, which ultimately led to our reconciliation. Unfortunately, following our reunion, her behavior grew increasingly volatile, characterized by escalating verbal abuse and eventually physical aggression. Shortly thereafter, we reconciled, and despite our best intentions, the relationship continued to suffer because of petitioner's insecurities. Petitioner continued to accuse me of impropriety, I don't know, whenever I spent time in the studio or collaborated with female artists or content creators. Petitioner would initiate arguments premised upon speculation and jealousy. Her constant accusations having no basis in fact, utterly destroyed my peace of mind and emotional calm. And that's exactly why she was mad that Halo was at Kai's house. She thought other women was going to be there. Guarantee. And I bet he made sure that didn't happen, or at least they went on camera. Petitioner would routinely compare our relationship to those I had with former partners, particularly another rapper and popular content streamer. Well, we know who Ruby is. Petitioner would use this comparisons to undermine and criticize me. As a result of Petitioner's jealousies and insecurities, I found myself entangled in an on-again, off-again relationship marked by ongoing emotional volatility, unresolved conflict, and repeated attempts at reconciliation that ultimately failed to establish lasting stability. Petitioner conduct interference with respect to my access and time spent with Halo is used to control me. Petitioner limits my ability to be a father to our son, particularly when I refuse to accede to her demands. Petitioner obstruction is retaliatory and habitually occurs when I refuse to follow petitioner's dictates. Petitioner will attempt to exert control over my streaming content by streaming associations or my refusal to reconcile with her. What? Despite multiple attempts to reconcile for the sake of our child, petitioner behavior has escalated to include physical violence, emotional manipulation, threats of self-harm, and coercive control. I am now seeking protection for myself and our son. So what she tried to do, like, he literally just flipped it on her ass. Damn. Petitioner habitually used verbally abusive and profane language, often yelling, F you nigga, stupid A B word, and calling me B words during arguments. Petitioner will frequently denigrate and demean me by telling me I am not enough of a man for her. These verbal assaults often occurred in the presence of others, including family members, and most troubling for me, our infant child. Incidents of this nature occur repeatedly throughout our relationship. Like, goddamn. Pregnancy-related emotional abuse, petitioner surveillance and stalking with air tags, petitioner's physical violence and outbursts, Jesus. Petitioner's repeated threats of self-harm and suicide. Petitioner's coercive control of my access to Halo. Now here come the proof. Listen. Let me just get into this air tags one, because this is gonna be too long for me. Well, I want to get surveillance. Petitioner has repeatedly shown up unannounced to places I frequent initiating public confrontations and verbal outbursts. On or about June 16, 2023, while petitioner was pregnant, she appeared uninvited at a movie theater in Westwood where I was attending a film with a female friend. To be clear, this individual has been a long-standing, strictly platonic friend, and there was no romantic or inappropriate relationship between us at any time. I later discovered that the petitioner had been using hidden Apple AirTags in my vehicles to monitor my location, which explains how she knew where I was that evening. I don't know about y'all. I need a drink. Shit. Okay. Petitioner entered the theater and immediately began shouting profanities in a loud and disruptive manner for all to hear. I was incredibly embarrassed by the incident. In an effort to de-escalate the situation so as to avoid further confrontation, I exited the theater with my companion. Petitioner then followed closely behind, continuing to shout expletives and directing her verbal assault at both me and my friend, referring to us as B words and threatening to beat her ass. She made repeated accusations of infidelity and attempted to initiate a physical altercation with my friend, all while continuing to use hostile and inflammatory language at the two of us. As petitioner attempted to physically attack my friend, I was forced to intervene and restrain petitioner. You see what I'm saying? Niggas wonder why she got marks on her arms. Calm your ass down. Goddamn. You're not about to just be hitting my friend, whooping my friend ass and shit. I done forgot what the fuck I was. Petition follow closely. Like two of us. Petition intentionally attack my friend. Prevent harm to both my friend and petitioner who was carrying our unborn child, and she was pregnant. The incident was particularly troubling, and as it clearly established that petitioner was becoming more unhinged more frequently. During petitioner's pregnancy from April through December 2023, I found Apple AirTags in my vehicles. Upon discovering these devices, I realized petitioner was using the devices to stalk and surveil me. I did not become aware that petitioner was tracking my movements until I began receiving persistent and unfamiliar Apple AirTag notifications on my electronic device. You know what? That's crazy. Because at one point, y'all remember when your phone would be like Apple AirTag near or something? Everybody had to start checking their car and shit. It became evident that the petitioner had been using AirTags to stalk and monitor my whereabouts. Together with my mother and her fiance, George Charleston, who also serves as my driver, we discovered Apple AirTags concealed in all three of my vehicles at Rolls-Royce, a Maybach, and Escalade. George and I frequently received alerts indicating that the unknown AirTags was moving with us. Despite multiple attempts to prompt the device to emit audible sounds so as to identify the location of the device, it remained undetected until later inspections by George and my mother. On the occasion during the pregnancy, an AirTag was found by my mother hidden inside a vitamin bottle stored in the trunk of my car. On another occasion, it was discovered by a close female friend of mine tucked within a baby bottle holder. Each time an AirTag was located, it was promptly removed and discarded. The repeated placement of these devices demonstrates a clear and disturbing pattern of stalking and surveillance without my knowledge and consent, all of which further contributed to my sense of fear, violation, and lack of privacy. What y'all got to say now? I'm just wondering. What do we have to say, ladies? Huh? All right, so what page am I on? Oh my God, this is only page 5? We are about to put a pause on this. And I know y'all, some of y'all don't like this, some of y'all know, some of y'all don't know. But all your favorite YouTubers are on Twitch. So am I. I need y'all to come to my Twitch right now so we can wrap this up on YouTube. For those, it may not be fair. You may feel like, well, damn, I just feel as though I want to stay here. Well, I don't. I want to go to Twitch. I want more people on my Twitch. I want 700 people on my Twitch. I average like 80 to 100 people on my Twitch. So on my Twitch, I would like to have 700 of y'all over here. Okay. And let me go ahead and pin this. Thank you, Kia. So kind, my friend. Can y'all hit that link in that pinned comment right there? Go ahead. Pull up. The link is in the pinned comment. I don't understand why I can get 480 people over here, but I can't hold 100 on Twitch. I'll never understand it. Okay. But for those that may have an issue with it, I have nothing to do with that. Get into the new times. All your favorite content creators are on Twitch. So y'all can't hit me with the, I don't even know what Twitch is. Spare me. Spare me. Just hit the link in the pinned comment, friend. It's a pinned comment right there. It's looking at you. It's like, hit me. And all you got to do is click it. You get what I'm saying? If you got ads on, can you please turn them off? Fuck no. Are you serious? Why would I do that? Bring y'all ass over here. YouTube has ads. Stop playing with me. Some of your richest creators have their ads on. They're already rich. They were rich before they got there. Ain't that some shit? Pull up. I'll wait. We only got 160 more pages to go. They get paid for the ads. So do I. No way you telling me we on the same platform and not getting the same thing. What is wrong with y'all? I never understand it. But also, I'm not here to argue with a soul. Pull up or don't, okay? I don't see it. You don't see what? To everybody that's pulling up, thank you. If you don't want ads, sub up on the browser for $5.99. That's all you got to do. I'm tired of hiding. And can one of my mods please make us a thing where it says if you don't want ads, sub up. I've been seeing all y'all rich YouTuber / Twitch friends with that same one. I want that one too. I need that too. They be like, if you don't want ads, y'all better sub the fuck up. Somebody create me one right quick and put the Prime link. If you got Amazon Prime, you can sub up for free. If you have Amazon Prime, you can sub up for free. If you don't have $5 right now, don't you worry. Just stay there and get the ads, friend. You was doing that with YouTube. Am I tripping? Wasn't y'all getting ads on YouTube? Huh? Wasn't y'all getting ads on YouTube? Simply Shan, can you add to that? Sub up to? I want you to put the Amazon Prime thing, but I also want you to put, you can sub up on the, the shit for $5.99. Put that too. I need y'all to do that too. Yeah, niggas over here getting ads and shit on YouTube talking about, can you cut the ads off? What? Thank you for the sub. How you say your name, friend? Aisha? Aisha. I sure appreciate you, friend. Yes, sir. Thank you for the sub, Livy. Soon as we get everybody on board, we will continue. We have 160 pages left. Yes, we do. 160 damn pages left. Yep. If you got Amazon Prime, you can sub up for free. Let me put this link right quick. I just want y'all to add the one saying you can sub up to. And then why the fuck can't I pin this? Why can't I pin this comment? This is about the second time I ain't been able to pin my own comment. Excuse me. Maybe because you putting it as a highlight. Don't highlight that, Simply Shan. Thank you for the sub, Tactic. Nick, do you get paid from Prime subs? Anything on this platform I get paid for, friend. Let me tell y'all something. I got family fee. I got bills to pay. That's it. Y'all got to pull up. I always tell y'all, I'm not up here working for free. I'm not. That was a valid question, though. It was a valid question. I'm just saying, I get paid for the same shit that y'all favorite YouTubers get paid for. Favorite YouTuber / new Twitch streamers. Okay, YouTube Premium your ass over here for $5.99. Yes, we got a hype train coming in. Thank you for the goddamn sub with Prime, Esto. Do Twitch Turbo support y'all or nah? I don't know how to answer that question. Anything dealing with Twitch that you got to pay for supports us. Period. To everybody on YouTube, do y'all have it figured out? W Hype Train. Somebody else sub up with Amazon Prime, so we can get this hype train going. And for those that's in here, I will be here damn near every day. Pull up. They playing dumb. That's okay. Had to recheck my Prime because my Twitch sub for you was tweaking. I'm good now. Let's get it. I got to add, right? I ain't been on Twitch in a long time. Thank you for bringing your ass back. All right, everybody on YouTube. I'm absolutely about to hang up on y'all. Anybody else got anything else to say? Appreciate the sub, Shakayla. Shakayla Kasha. Appreciate the motherfucking sub, friend. D, you definitely just said something. Chat moving too fast. What you need, gang? Text my phone right quick. Hey, YouTubians. Please, it's time to go by. Yep, y'all definitely about to get hung up on. They ain't saying nothing else anyway. All right, I'm about to hang up on y'all right now. Later. We got a hype train. Appreciate the